Good day, class. So our topic is on order of operations. So we all know that the four basic operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, so it's very easy to simplify if we only have one operation in a given equation or expression. But how about if we have several operations in one given equation? So what do we need to solve first, or what do we need to simplify? Okay, that's why we have here what we call Gemdas. Okay, so for G, it stands for the grouping symbols. Before it was called PEMDAS. That P stands for the parentheses. This time it's already called Gemdas. G stands for grouping symbols, that if you see any parentheses, braces, or brackets in a given equation, you have to simplify that first, the one inside that particular grouping symbol. Okay, so second, we have what we call the exponent. Okay, so meaning to say, we have to evaluate the powers whenever we encounter this in a given equation after simplifying the one inside the grouping symbol. So let's have here a discussion on what exponent is. So what is the definition of exponent? So the exponent tells us how many times the base, this is our base, the exponent tells us how many times the base is being multiplied by itself. So as you can see in this given example, we have 3 squared. It is being raised to 2, meaning to say we have to multiply 3 by itself 2 times or twice. Okay, that's why that's 3 times 3 in expanded form. Okay, so simplifying that would be equal to 9. Another example, 3 cube or 3 raised to 3 in expanded form, it's 3 times 3 times 3. And the product to that is 27. It's not 3 times 3, but rather you have to multiply 3 by itself 3 times. Okay? And lastly, we have 3 raised to 4, which is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, or equal to 81. Okay, so again, the common mistake here is you multiply the base by the exponents. You do not do that, okay, because the result or the product would be different. Okay, so you should multiply the base by itself how many times the exponent tells us. Okay, so next, after exponent, we have the multiplication and division, Gemdas, right? So here, multiplication and division are of the same levels, meaning to say, whenever or whatever comes first should be simplified from left to right. For instance, we have here 4 times 3 divided by 6, okay? So here, from left to right, multiplication comes first. Okay, so we have to simplify it. 4 times 3, that is 12, divided by 6 is equal to 2. However, what if the given is 6 divided by 2 times 8? So this time, although it is Gemdas, we all know that the M, okay, comes before the D. However, again, for the Gemdas M and D, they are of the same levels. Again, so whichever comes first from left to right. So from left, the division comes first. So 6 divided by 2, we have to simplify it first before we multiply. Okay, so the quotient is 3 times 8. The product is 24. Okay, so that's how we simplify it. Okay, next is for A and S, or addition and subtraction. Same way with M and D, multiplication and division, they are of the same level, so whatever comes first from left to right. So if you see subtraction first before the addition, you have to simplify it first. You do not skip with addition and then subtraction, because they are just of the same levels. Alright? So let's now have our examples. The first example is 4 plus the quantity 9 minus 5 times negative 2. Okay, so following the Gemdas rule, we have here a grouping symbol, which is a parenthesis. Okay, so we have to simplify this first. So 9 minus 5, the difference is 4. And then we just bring down the other terms. So there times negative 2. So now we have 4 plus 4 times negative 2. Okay, so we know that in Gemdas, okay, Gemdas, okay, multiplication, okay, should be simplified first before the addition. Meaning to say, you should evaluate this first. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. And then bring down the other term, which is 4. So 4 plus negative 8, this time we simplify it. 4 plus negative 8, the answer is negative 4. Okay, so meaning to say, our answer to this given expression is negative 4. If you do not follow the Gemdas rule, you will derive with a different and incorrect answer. Okay, so you should be very particular with the Gemdas rule. So let's have the second example. Okay, so following the Gemdas, we have here again a grouping symbol of parentheses. So let's simplify 2 plus 3 first. The sum is 5, and then bring down the others. Okay, so as you can see here, we have an exponent. So simplifying 2 cubed or 2 raised to 3, let's have an aside here. So that's 2 times 2 times 2. And the product is 8. Meaning to say 2 cubed is 8. And then bring down the other terms. Now we have 8 minus 4 times 5. So what should we simplify first? Of course, the multiplication. Okay, so 4 times 5, that is 20. Okay, and then 8 minus 20. We just bring down the other term. So now, the difference to this is negative 12. Okay, so meaning to say the answer to this expression is negative 12. Alright, we're down to our last example. So we have here the quantity of 5 minus negative 1 times 3 squared all over 2. Meaning to say, the answer to the numerator or to this will be divided by 2. Okay? So again, following the Gemdas rule, we have to simplify first the given with the grouping symbol. Okay? So 5 minus negative 1, that is positive 6. So times 3 squared, just bring that down all over 2. Okay, so we can see here an exponent. So let us simplify 3 squared. So for a side, that is 3 times 3, which is equal to 9. Alright, so meaning to say 3 squared is equal to 9. So 6 times 9 all over 2. Alright, so now we have 6 times 9. Simplifying that, that would be equal to 54 divided by 2, that is 27. Okay, so our answer to this given expression is 27. Okay, so be very careful with the signs and also the operations as to what you have to simplify first. Okay, so for your assignment, kindly simplify the following. We have here 5 items. Thank you for listening.